Well, the recovery for businesses that are set to reopen tomorrow was the main theme on the Scottish Parliament election campaign trail today. All of the parties have been putting forward their policies for ensuring job retention, as Ryan Marr reports.
With the sun out and a new poll suggesting Labour could be on course to take second place in this year's election, it was all smiles for Anas Sarwar. Out on the campaign trail today in Dunfermline, the message was on recovering from the pandemic.
When 10,000 of our fellow citizens have lost their lives, when 360,000 of our fellow citizens are on furlough, worried about if and when they'll have a job to go back to, what I think is deeply irresponsible is to political parties focused on what is their interest, not on the national interest. I'm absolutely determined that we have a parliament that's focused on the national interest.
With more businesses set to reopen tomorrow, the SNP and Conservatives clashed on how Scottish independence would help protect jobs.
I think people will see that the real choices open to Scotland can't be the ones which the UK government and Boris Johnson would choose. So I think it will be evident. We're already seeing huge support for independence, huge support for a referendum, but that should happen at the right time, and we should make sure that builds on the recovery rather than inhibits it.
We can end division if we stop an SNP majority, stop them holding a divisive, damaging second independence referendum, and get our Parliament focused on recovery, get our Parliament focused on rebuilding. And we know the way to do that, to stop that SNP majority, is to vote Scottish Conservative.
In Dundee, Willie Rennie was hoping to pique the interest of voters with the Liberal Democrats' plans to offer mental health support for police officers.
Liberal Democrats want to put recovery first, and in order to do that we need to cut mental health weights. We need to support people in the community, but we also need to support the police, who are having to pick up the pieces of mental health problems in our community.
While in Edinburgh, the Scottish Greens co-leader Lorna Slater was focusing on phasing out non-essential plastic.
We'd like to finally see the bottle return scheme come into action. We know in other countries that's been really successful in reducing single-use plastics, and I think I'd like to see some legislation around single-use plastics.
With less than 2 weeks before polling day, the battle to pick up votes floats on. Ryan Marr, STV News.